Hey everyone, it's Kim with Dudash Farms, and guess what time it is? It's time for What's for Dinner at Dudash Farms. And so I don't know if you saw what we're going to be making tonight, but we are going to be well, I'm talking like I've got a lot to do with it, but I don't. Tonight, Brian is going to be making sukiyaki. So yeah, it's a Japanese dish, and we're going to be making it with our sirloin, um, our sirloin beef. So yeah, so I'm going to give everybody a minute to catch to come on with us just for a second here. But yeah, so we missed last week. We were in Montana, so we're going to talk a little bit more about that as we go along tonight. We went out there with the East Tennessee Angus Association, and we visited some great ranches, so we'll talk a little bit more in detail. But yeah, tonight we are making sukiyaki, or Brian is making sukiyaki, and I'm going to give him great support. So, all right, so you want to get started,
You want to talk about
Brian?
where we got the idea from?
We got our idea from, we had this dear friend. A lot of you know my friend Aya UCRD. And Aya and Tom invited us over for dinner, and she served us this dish, and it was so incredibly amazing. She spent some time telling Brian how to do it, gave him some pointers, and so that is how we decided to come up with this recipe tonight. So, and for those of you who are not subscribers to our email, our newsletter, this recipe will be in our newsletter. So you're definitely going to have to try it. It's really good. So Jody writes that it sounds delicious. Jody, it really is. All right, let's go over and see what Brian is going to do to prepare for this. So Brian?
Hi. Yeah, and before Aya had us over there, I never even heard of this dish before.
Yeah, well, I had heard it, but had never had it.
Yeah, so it's basically like a hot pot. So everything is cooked in a liquid. What's a little unique about this, and it's quite the opposite of what I like to do with a stir fry, where you mix everything up. Everything kind of has its own little place, and you don't move anything around.
So this is great for someone like Joan Jones, who doesn't like any of her food to touch, right?
Yes.
So if you're one of those people that
Carries around the cafeteria tray.
that's right. If
with
you were the child that enjoyed the cafeteria tray, you're going to enjoy this sukiyaki.
All right, so first we're going to start with the sauce that this thing is going to simmer in. So we're going to mix some stuff together, get it warm up, then we'll cut up a few of the ingredients.
All right.
So we're going to put in a half cup of soy sauce,
All right.
half a cup of mirin, and if you haven't heard of that, it's a sweet sake. It's super sweet. I mean, it's like almost like maple syrup thick.
Yeah.
And many of the recipes call for sugar, but I didn't add it on the first go around, and I don't really think it needs it. Then half a cup of sake.
So what he's doing right now is basically creating the soup base,
Yeah.
right, for our sukiyaki this evening.
And this is a packet of dashi. So it's a Japanese
Umami
seasoning.
dashi?
Yep. And if you don't have like the mirin or the dashi, you can actually buy a sauce. Aya gave me this.
Yes, she gave him lots of.
So it's in
So
Japanese, but there is a section of it that's in English, and it's called a Moriarty sukiyaki sauce.
Okay.
So you would just mix this with some sake.
Got it. But we were figuring that you probably have these other ingredients, maybe, why we're not using this one, maybe?
This is more authentic.
Okay. All right.
So then I'm just adding a little water to mix down the dashi.
Gotcha.
So we're gonna let that warm up.
Okay.
And then we have our vegetables chopped up, and this is kind of, you can use whatever you want, but you do want some noodles in here. These are some thin noodles. I forgot the type already. Mm-hmm. You can use udon noodles, which are a little bit thicker.
Yeah.
But they're already pliable, so all you're really doing is heating them up.
Got it.
Some tofu, some cabbage. You could use broccoli or carrots, some onions. This is some mushrooms I picked up at Publix. There was like 3 different types in here. There's oyster, shiitake, and I can't remember the third one.
Yeah.
And this is a small sirloin steak we have here. So Aya actually had her meat. Well, it was a ribeye cut.
That's right.
And she had it. They called it shaved, so it was like super thin.
It was almost like deli meat.
Yeah.
I mean, like super thin deli meat.
Yeah, you know, and we do have a meat slicer, and I thought about breaking it out, but that's a lot to clean for 3/4 of a pound of meat.
Yeah.
So it'll still work, and some of the recipes say, you know, cut it 1/8 of an inch thick or less.
Right. So
as
it's
long as
really
got
what
some
you
tender
prefer.
meat.
Yeah. And we, so yeah, like Brian said, we're using the sirloin cut because it doesn't have a whole lot of fat on it.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the things that I requested. And it's tender. But you could really use any cut of meat that you want, wouldn't you say?
Any protein, really.
Yeah,
Pork,
that's true. Chicken.
Yeah, even fish.
Fish. So, yeah.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and assemble stuff in the pan here.
Okay.
So we're just going to put this noodles right in the middle.
All right.
And you just kind of create, I guess you'll call it piles, as the mushrooms float away.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got several people who have joined us. Richie LeBlanc is watching. Hey, Richie, and Greta is watching. Greta, we missed you last week. We were not at the market, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Jessica says sukiyaki, yum. And Christina is watching. Hi, Christina.
Hey, Mrs. E.
Yeah.
And Baby E.
And Baby E. That's right. So tell us what you're putting in here. You've got your noodles, and then you've got your...
I mean, you're putting everything in here.
Yeah.
I better put the meat in there.
And we're putting our mushrooms. He's putting the sirloin in there. He cut it into little strips. He's got onion in there. He's got...
I'm running out of room.
Well, you don't have to put a whole lot of that in there. Tofu, cabbage. All right.
So we're just going to cover this and let it
I think that's plenty.
cook. Okay.
All right, so we cover it, and then how or what do you have your eye set on, and what do you medium? And so what's the goal now?
About 9 minutes.
8 or 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna let that cook.
Yeah.
All right, and we're gonna talk about some things. We're going to talk about Montana for one. So as I was saying, we went to Montana with the East Tennessee Angus Association. Let's see, I've got some comments here. Greta said, we missed you both last week. Love the pictures. Yeah, so we missed the market last week because we went to Montana. We started off in Missoula, and we visited several beautiful ranches out there. One in particular was the Coleman family ranch. And where are they? Charlo?
Yeah.
Charlo, Montana. North of Missoula. Great farm, or great ranch. These are not farms in Montana. They are ranches. And they do a grass-fed, grass-finished operation too. But y'all, their bulls, their cows are huge. A lot of people say you can't get large cows or large bulls off of grass-fed, grass-finished, but in Montana, yes, they can. Really enjoyed meeting the Coleman family. They were so wonderful to all of us. And then that afternoon, we went to Montana Ranch, where was Montana Ranch, Brian? Do you remember?
Big Fork.
Big
near
Fork.
Kelsville.
Yeah.
Right off of Flathead Lake.
Right off of Flathead Lake. Absolutely amazing setting. I cannot imagine having a ranch with that setting every day. I'd probably not get anything done. That's all there is to it. It was absolutely just breathtaking. We also got to go to Glacier National Park, which was amazing. If you ever get the opportunity to go to Glacier National, you need to. And take their historic red bus tour. Greatest thing. The vehicles, their red buses, they're 85 years old. They've kept them in working order all this time. They're convertible, so it's the coolest thing. You're in this convertible 85-year-old red bus, and you go from the west side of the park to the east side of the park. And it's spectacular. So we had a really great time. Mike and Betty Gill are watching. Hi, Mike and Betty, and Ann Dudash. Hi, Mom. Mom is watching. So you want to say hi to Mom?
Hi, Mom.
Yeah. So what else? We also went to the Lewis and Clark Interactive Museum, and we went to the C.M. Russell Museum, which he's a phenomenal cowboy artist. I mean, it was just a great trip. And then we went to the Hereford Ranch because we had Dr. Coley with us, and Dr. Coley is our veterinarian, and he is a Hereford fan. So we went to their farm, and that was amazing.
Is it Holden Hereford?
Holden Hereford, yeah. And then there was one more, Apex. We went to Apex Ranch, and then the last one, Oxbow. Wow, another amazing ranch. They are, so here you just picture this, you know, the mountains of Montana, beautiful farmland, ranch land by the lake. It had everything, just spectacular. And that one had horses, and I'm a huge horse fan, so I really enjoyed it. So that was what we were doing last week instead of fixing dinner on What's for Dinner at Dudash Farm. So if you're just joining us, we are making sukiyaki. This is a Japanese dish, and my great friend Aya Usiardi, she made this for us one evening for dinner. Aya is originally from Japan, and it was amazing. She used a ribeye cut that was shaved, almost like deli meat, in hers, but tonight we are using sirloin. So you want to use really any tender cut of beef will do. And so what we've done is we've assembled everything into a dashi, umidashi soup base, kind of, you want to say?
Yeah, it's a hot pot. So
yeah, it's a hot pot. So we've got our noodles in there. We've got some mushrooms. We've got the sirloin. We've got tofu.
You can show them.
We have, okay. He says I can show you. So what we're waiting on right now is for it to cook up and start to get to boil. So let's turn this around here and show you what it looks like at this point. It's all cooking up there. Yeah, and it really doesn't take long, guys. It's almost complete. So
you can't mix it up.
Can't mix it up. Nope. Joan Jones would not be a happy camper if we her sukiyaki.
So historically, you're supposed to cook on the table that you're eating, so you can continue to add.
Sure. So it's almost like sort of when you do hibachi, or I mean, it's not, but it's kind of having that community table, yeah, and everyone basically talking to each other and having a good time while it's cooking and that kind of thing. So with it just me and Brian, we're going to stand around the stove and watch it cook, right? All right. So Farmers Market is tomorrow, right? Dandridge Farmers Market. I know that the Farmers Market in downtown Jefferson City is over. Their last Saturday was last Saturday. So if you normally go to the Farmers Market in Jefferson City, why don't you come out and give us a try tomorrow and come see us at the Dandridge Farmers Market. We'd love to see you. We're going to have Grace Pastures. They'll be there with their chicken, whole chickens, and chicken breasts, chicken thighs, chicken tenders. They raise, it's organically raised, and they process their own, so you can't get much fresher than their chicken. So come out and see Grace Pastures. We're also going to have Laura with Hill Daisy. Laura is finally back. Laura has been in Maine for the last month. She and her husband spend Augusts in Maine, so she will be back this week. John Mueller, our woodcrafter, will be there. We'll also have Kane with Living Kitchen Farm. He'll be there with his plants and vegetables. And then Brian and I will be there, and we will have all of your beef selections. And then Highway Homestead will be back. So Courtney will be back tomorrow also. Courtney has all kinds of stuff, and she did say that she's going to have lots and lots and lots of caramels. So if you've been looking for her goat's milk caramels, come out and see Courtney tomorrow because she will be there. Come early, the chicken breasts sell out fast. Yes, Greta, thank you for the reminder. Greta is letting us know that you better come early if you want some of that chicken because it does get out of there fast. Brian Curran is watching. Hey, Brian, it's good to see you. Let's see what Brian's dish looks like. I think it's done. He's dishing it up here for us. So what do you think? Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So it's basically all of those ingredients, and you serve yourself. I mean, under normal circumstances, you would serve yourself, right?
Yeah,
and
really easy.
And pick out your chopsticks.
Or a fork.
Or a fork, yeah, or a fork, whatever works best.
Yeah. So this has noodles. I mean, you can also cook rice separately if you don't want to do noodles.
And put it over rice.
It's almost like stir fry. Cook whatever you want.
Yeah. Yeah. So we will.
The sauce is different. That's about the biggest thing. It's a little sweeter sauce.
Yeah.
But we like it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to have to give it a try. We will put this in our newsletter. And speaking of newsletter, the newsletter went out yesterday. So I hope you got it. If you have never subscribed to our newsletter, you can hop on over to our website and just subscribe to the newsletter. We send it out once a month, and we will be sending these recipes out. This recipe you should get on Monday, okay? And then at the end of the month, I'll send all of the recipes together in one big email. So, y'all, that's it. That was really simple and easy, less than 15 minutes. That's what we like to do around here. So, and it's something different and something fun. So, anyway, make sure that you give it a try, okay? I mean, try something new. If you're not used to making this type of stuff, just give it a try and see what you think. You probably are going to like it. So, yeah, Brian, are you ready to say goodbye?
Yeah, let's eat.
All right, we're going to eat, y'all. Have a great weekend, and we will see you, hopefully, at the market. Bye.